kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. VP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Like not as handsome. I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. Like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him. Because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. He wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
The name Richard again.
I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Quentin, but I'm seeing trash and I don't.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost, that's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill could be the...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
And I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
And I said, like, within 3 miles, but I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main 2 things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed.
Late into the night to find.
I see him running to the woods. Oh, I keep getting a repeated image of him running to the woods. Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Be within 2 miles. I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay. I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods. Sure enough, I went in the woods and about 100 feet from where I was at. I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Hi guys, so welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So today we're going to do Madeline Soto. This has been a highly requested case, and I actually wanted to work her case when she went missing. I was getting pings and things off of it. I was looking for her off the side of the road by woods. Like I started looking for her before I could do the reading because I just did not have a good feeling. I felt like this was all lies, and so I kept getting stuff on it and hearing like House of Horrors and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I know people are going to say, oh, well, there's so much out now.
Well, missing people unfortunately come first. She was found. There's a person arrested. I try not to do cases where there's a lot of information out because I feel like it taints my reading, and I don't know if I'm getting it because it's out or because it's coming in, because the way the information comes in, sometimes in the form of thought. So I will never work a case if I know a lot about it. I've actually stayed off of YouTube and stayed away from it. Anything that pops up with Madeline, I don't go near it. But I've been so busy working on Elijah and Sebastian and my own life that I haven't really even been around YouTube or anything like that. I don't have cable, so I don't watch the news. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you watch the news." I don't watch the news. I guarantee you, I don't watch the news. It's nothing but it can bring an empath and a clairsentient down, and I don't want to bring my vibration down. So I tend to try to stay away from things. I'm already feeling stuff with her. I already know she's a strong spirit, so I do have to tell you guys, viewer discretion is advised on this. I will try to be as gentle as I can. I will try to explain things as gentle as I can, but this is her voice, and this is why I'm doing it. I feel like Madeline had a lot to say, and that's why she was coming to me before she was found, and why I planned to do a reading that evening or that afternoon. I had talked to Lizzie about it, and then she was found because I felt that push. Usually when I feel a push, it means they're usually gonna be found soon. I should probably do a reading on it, but I just didn't get to it in time. And so she's already making me feel stuff. Sorry, but hopefully we'll get validation. So stuff will come in that's factual. I'll never say it unless I get it. Like if I know something, I'll let you guys know that I already know it. I mean, I do know obviously the guy was arrested. I do know it's his stepdad. Like I know that specific stuff. Like I knew that when she went missing, that was the whole point of me trying to find her. And I even told Lizzie, I think I even told Laura, who's gonna sit in tonight, like he didn't I think we were talking because we were doing Elijah and I switched cases all of a sudden, and it was like he didn't drop her off. Like I knew right away, like he didn't drop her off. Like it was BS. I was like, this is an Audrey interconnect. I pretend I drop her off at school and I don't do so. So I just like to put that out there to let you guys know that I don't know anything if I do cases. Like I don't care how much information is out there. I don't go researching because it taints my reading. And if you're new here, like you're just gonna have to believe me. I usually get details that are known. It depends on how strong the spirit is and how much they want to give to. I'll never get all of the information, as much as I'd like to. I'll only get what I'm supposed to get. That's it. I can't breathe. Okay. So I'm just going to explain really quick how I work. If you want to support me, all the ways to do so are down below. There's a Linktree link that has my book, all of my socials, and if you want to donate to the channel, please do not feel obligated, but you may do so. There's also the booking link. I think April is the next booking, and there are about 3 spots for July 6th. I'm doing 2 of those a month. It's a platform reading. It's kind of like an audience reading but virtual. There's 6 people per group, so I've got 3 more left, 25 per spot, and I'll add them as people still want to do them, and I might go back and add some more during the months, but right now I'm trying to not overdo it. So I'm going to explain how I work really quick for those of you that are new here. For those of you that aren't new here and already know this, you may fast forward, but for those of you that are new, I suggest that you kind of listen if you don't know how this works. So freaking breathe, man. All right, let me try to get through this. So information that comes in can be past, present, future. It can be symbolic. It can be metaphoric. It's not always literal in the way that I get information. Things can have multiple meanings. Numbers, months, other things can have multiple meanings. Spirit will use my references, experiences, how I relate to things to try to explain what they're wanting to say. So I do get visions and symbolisms, and I have to basically translate that to you. So I have to take what I'm feeling, getting, seeing, and translate it the best way that we can. So however we perceive it makes the most sense for this case, what Spirit's trying to say. I may misperceive wrong, but I try not to. And so as I get information, Laura, who is our guest sitter today because Lizzie is sick, prayers to Lizzie. We miss her a lot, but she's been sick and hasn't been feeling well. So I've had to have some guest sitters sit in. So she's going to sit in. Please be kind to her. Please be kind in everyday life. She's using her time and energy. She's sitting in so that I can give you this reading today.
So please don't be jerks in the comments. Any sitters that I have up here, please respect them, and please respect each other and me and the channel and everyday life. We are here for good intentions. I am in no way police officers or anybody like that. I'm not here to hinder investigation. I'm here to give Maddie a voice, and that's what I'm here to do. She wants to tell her story. I'm going to let her tell her story. So as I get information, Laura will validate what she knows. If she doesn't know something, she'll just say, yeah, just keep the energy flowing. Sitters are there for the energy bounce back. It's an energy exchange. It helps me bring in more information because of her energy. Like I'm bouncing off of her energy and it's talking to someone. It's not like I'm talking to myself. So it does help information flow. You can imagine me giving somebody else a reading for like a private reading. It's like that, but it's just for a case. So I do feel things in my body. I will describe what I'm feeling, and sometimes I'll know why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and sometimes I won't. So just depends on what they show me. And I don't know. I think that's basically it. So viewer discretion is advised for this one. I already have a feeling. Entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And oh, if there is no sound, which you won't be able to hear this anyways, go out and come back in. You won't be able to hear it anyways. But I always say like I need to mention that because every single video there's like, oh, there's no sound, and I'm like, leave and come back. I don't know why it does it. It's a glitch or something. So keep in mind too that there may be audio issues. That's sometimes spirit. It's not really technical. I have that happen a lot. Keep an eye on the spirit balls behind me. They do tend to go off to validate, and I have a feeling she's gonna be a little strong. So I will try to get as much validation as I can that isn't out there, but I can only give what I get, and I can't get it all. So I'll give what Spirit wants to give me. Again, it's her voice. So, all right, I'm going to bring on Laura. Shut up now. Okay, there's Laura.
Hi.
Okay. All right. I already can't breathe. Like, I cannot breathe with her. Like, the back of my head hurts, and I cannot breathe. And I'm coughing. I feel like she was definitely couldn't breathe. I feel like definitely asphyxiation or strangling or something like that, which is what I kind of thought when this first happened. This is gonna be bad. My taste, I get that taste in my mouth again. A blood taste. I don't know why. And my head is like, just like, it's mostly like the back of my head, but really my issue is I can't breathe. Like I had a hard time even getting through the explanation of how this works because I can't breathe.
Yeah.
It's almost like someone's sitting on my chest, or there's like that pressure, like someone's taking my breath away. Like I can't. Yeah, she's saying House of Horrors again. Poor Maddie was stuck in a situation that she couldn't get out of, and it's almost like she cried for help at some point. But I don't know if it was not taken seriously because I feel like she's showing me like him coming into the room even when she was younger. So I wonder how long he had been in her life. It's almost like was he in the life, like were they married or was he just like boyfriend? Because
yeah, I don't believe they were married.
So he's considered the stepdad because he was stepping in like a dad, but he wasn't, they weren't married. But
yeah, I think that was what he classed himself as.
Yeah, because he's a narcissist. He's a complete narcissist. And there is, okay, slow down, Maddie. I'm calling her Maddie. I don't know if she went by that, but
yeah, she did with her friends.
Okay, I keep wanting to call her that for some reason. Definitely I've got a lot of chest pain, like really, really bad. I feel like she takes me back, so I just feel like she's younger, like a few years younger when this started. How old is she again? 13?
Yep. They can date it back. Yeah, she turned 13 a couple of days prior.
Okay, because there's something with that's why she was giving me balloons. Okay, there's something with like it was like almost like right after he moved in, like that's when he started. Like it's been going on for that long. That's what she keeps taking me back to when she was younger. It's like however many years. I want to go back a couple years, but I don't know if that's even long enough. I don't know how long he was living there. But he started coming into the room and
there is evidence to show it dates back years.
Yeah, it does. Since he moved in, it's like almost as soon as he entered the life, that's when it started. He never wanted the mom, he wanted her. So it makes me wonder if like he met the mom and knew that she had a daughter, and that's the whole reason for moving in. It doesn't even come across as I want even anything to do with mom. Not that he didn't do things with mom, but it was all for the daughter.
Yeah.
Because he was an undercover pedo. Actually, he was there's all kinds of like paraphernalia like on probably dating back like before he even moved in with Maddie. You know, he's probably part of those like child pedo groups online, all of those websites, things that you shouldn't like be seeing as for kids. Like he's a bad he should never been in their life. And I feel like at first Maddie hid it. I feel like she was maybe withdrawn, but I feel like mom knew. I'm gonna say mom knew. Allegedly, mom knew. In some way, shape, or form, she knew, and I feel like she was complacent in the whole thing. Like it's almost like I'm just gonna let him do whatever to make. I don't want to say this, man. All alleged, but it's almost like to make him happy because he's controlling. I'm scared of him, and
yep,
it was like he controlled that house and he did whatever he wanted. That's how it comes across. And at the same time, I don't know if like she just I don't know if she ignored it on purpose, but I do feel like she knew what was going on because it's almost like I leave as the perpetrator, I leave mom's bed and I go to daughter's bed. And mom knew he wasn't in her bed. So where else would the hell he be?
Yeah.
That's how it's coming across. She's even showing me like times she'd be in the shower and he'd come in. It's bad, guys. This is bad.
It is.
It was like he had like it was like his side piece, and I hate that's the word that she's using, and I would never use that. That's not my word. That's what she's saying and how it felt, but it was not something that she wanted. It's just she didn't know what to do. I feel like there was cries for help. It seems like she either told people or wrote letters or she tried to like it's almost like nobody took her seriously or nobody listened or she was failed by many people. That's what, and most of all her mom who didn't protect her. I don't know if the guy threatened like you better not kick me out, I'll do something, because he comes across as like someone that could family annihilate if he wanted to.
Yeah. Apparently she did tell her best friend.
But I feel like I keep wanting to go to like school, so I don't know if she told somebody at school, like a counselor or something like that. But she keeps taking me back to the school, like maybe she tried to tell people there or something like that. But I mean, this went on the entire time that he was living there. It started like really soon after he moved in. That's how it's coming across. And it's like almost every night he would come in there. And then there's other situations and times where it's like she knew if she didn't allow it, that there would be consequences. Yeah. And the mom is complacent in the whole thing and the fact that she didn't. It's almost like maybe a normal person, we would be just like, let me take my kid and run, somehow. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's almost like if she was blinded to it or it's just a weird feeling around mom. Like I have a hard, like it's almost like her statements don't add up. Like she knew something happened that day because it comes in as I feel like I think she was pregnant, Laura. I'm not seeing it as my normal like pregnancy thing because I didn't want to come in here thinking that, but she showed me a pregnancy test. Usually they'll show me like a belly or a baby, but she's showing me a pregnancy test, which is so either she was taking them or thinking she was. And I'm just wondering if there was like, I don't know if that's the motive or like it was another time and she lost it. You know what I mean? I don't know, but she's showing me a pregnancy test with a plus on it. So that's kind of interesting. But I think he cut off her airway, you know. I think there might be more to it, like a little bit of brutality to it, but it feels like it happened in the act.
Yeah.
Or
that's what I thought.
Like at the night before or whatever, like the night. Does this feel like it happened the night before the school incident? Like the time, that's why the timeline is off. Like this happened earlier.
Like the birthday party?
Were they having a birthday party? I don't know. I just, because I was seeing balloons, but it's like almost like one of those nights where he comes in to her room, but it feels like there's an argument prior to this. Like she tells him, and it's almost like, I don't know what I'm going to do about it. And I kind of freak out. But he's like, you know, you can't tell anybody, we're going to have to take care of this, like that kind of thing. And poor Maddie, like she was torn with her emotions. Like her emotions were all over the place because she didn't want to have this. I hope I'm understanding this right. And I know that the autopsy will probably show it, but
nothing's come out yet.
It could have been before, and then maybe she lost it. I don't know if it has anything to do with the situation, but there's some kind of argument that seems to take place at some point. I feel like kind of coming in jumbled. I keep going to like the night before, like my head hurts.
She had her 13th birthday party.
I keep going to the night before. She keeps taking me from like this day to that day, like backwards. But it's like 8, 9 o'clock, something like that. It's like earlier in the evening or something. There's some kind of argument, but then it's like the way that I see it, it's almost like he comes into the room and she's sleeping, which is, I hope this wasn't like what I saw with last night, but it's like she's sleeping and he comes in there and does what he wants, and I feel like there's strangulation. Just because of the way my chest feels and my neck, like throat feels, there is something with the head though. But I do feel like someone's like. She shows me like, let's see this. She shows me like him on top of her, like that. Is the best way I can describe it. And I got all this pressure on my chest, like someone's on my chest or on me, like that, with all their weight. And the look on his face is just. But then it's like he went and told mom. Like it's almost like, I don't know. It's weird. I think mom walked in.
Yeah.
Because I can see like he's on top doing what I just explained, right?
Yeah.
And I can see the door open, and you know how a room's dark, but like the hallway light or another light will come in and there's somebody standing in the doorway. Like that's what I see. It's like mom walks in.
Yeah.
He turns around and looks at her. She's like, what the hell's going on? Not like she didn't know that this ever happened, because I really feel like she had some idea or knew something. But she definitely, I feel like, knew like this happened, because it's almost like he threatened her like there becomes an argument with these two.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh,
like
I
if
agree.
he threatens her, like it's almost like if you say anything, I'll do the same effing thing to you. Like it's like that.
Yeah.
And at that point, she had to go along with the story or whatever it was. That's why he was behind her cracking his knuckles. It was a control thing. It was a, you better not say anything. I'm gonna crack my knuckles and warn you I'm back here. You better not say anything. Because if you say something, you're next. It's kind of like that. Like he had that kind of control with the threatening thing. I feel like there's a lot of threats from him, and he might have even threatened Maddie. Like, you tell anybody, I'll kill you. You tell anybody. I'll kill your mom. Like, it's that. It comes in like that. Like, there's threats to control and manipulate.
Yeah. Definitely seems to be that type of guy.
Yeah, and he devises a plan. Like, I'm gonna take her to the, or pretend like I'm gonna take her to school, and then, I'm gonna go put her wherever, and you just go along with the story that I took her to school. You go along with the story that she's missing.
Yeah.
That she comes up. Like, that was the plan, to cover up his actions for what he did. But I feel like there was a lot of anger that was different this night. So there was something that happened that triggered it. And I just don't know if that's why she's showing me pregnancy. So I think the reason my baby, she's showing me that is because it's something different than what I normally get. So I'm not questioning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not something I would normally use. Because I had my own thoughts about it. So it's something different than what I thought I would see with it. But it's almost like I get like House of Horrors. Like, I feel like there was whatever he wanted to do to her, he did to her. Like, if there was, maybe he even videotaped her at certain times. I get a reference to, like, handcuffs. Like, it's bad. I get a reference to, like, stuff he would use.
Well, obviously there was things on his phone. We don't know what exactly.
He might have streamed it, or I hear traffic, so I don't know if it's like I'm selling the videos like on the dark web, or if I'm actually selling her to other people, because I do hear that. But at the same time, I don't know if he would do that, because it's almost like I don't want to share her. But that I'm not really sure on, but I hear the words. So that could be in many forms. That could be like I'm trafficking the videos, like I'm posting them and I'm making money off of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like his own little I just wonder too if maybe he like posted like certain things of just her too. I don't know. It's kind of hard to understand. My neck kind of hurts now. I think there might be pictures with her deceased on his phone, or in the act of it, video of in the act of it happening. I don't know if he filmed it, like to film like him, and I feel like maybe he's filmed himself doing this before, which is kind of stupid, but it's for his own gratification, or maybe so, I don't know. But I think maybe he had been filming it or something, or there's something related to her passing that was on that phone.
Apparently he
that's what cops had. Huh?
Accidentally. Apparently he had accidentally.
Yeah, I did hear that he factory reset his phone accidentally. No one accidentally factory resets their phone.
Yeah, but obviously
it uploads to the cloud anyways. Like the cops can recover that anyways. But it seems like it's weird. She shows me like hundreds of files, but I don't know if they all have to do with her. But they might. But there's like he's like a predator, like, and he was looking for a woman with a little girl, so he could do this to her. I hate to say that. And I feel like mom was naive at first, but then it was like mom almost knew about it, but then she got like, it's almost like out of fear she allowed it. But I think when it first started, like she didn't listen or believe or anything because she was love blind.
Right.
You know, it was almost like she thought like you just don't like him, or you know, like you're just
Yeah.
telling me that, you know, that kind of thing. But I really feel at the time that Maddie, this happened, that she knew what had been going on for a little bit. It's like, how can you turn a blind eye to that? Where else is he at? You know what's going on, if unless you're not in tune with your kids at all. But it feels like she's one of those people that's very like easily controlled, easily manipulated, not very strong of mind. I hate to say this, but this is kind of what's coming in. Like, she didn't protect her daughter.
Yeah.
And there was
No,
times
I can
there
see
was
that.
yeah, and I feel like he's like sometimes slept in her bed. Like, where was he then? You know?
Yeah.
Where else is he gonna be at? It's not innocent when that's happening.
No, it's not.
So, she's like House of Horrors because there was many things done to her that are horrible, that are things that a child her age, that a freaking adult shouldn't even have to deal with in any kind of relationship. Any way he wanted it, anything he wanted to do, unfortunately. And I do feel like at the same time, like he started to get rough, and it was almost, I feel like that stuff was going on too, like prior.
Oh, it's horrific.
It is. It's the House of Horrors, like she said. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. She's so little.
I just am wondering why, because my throat and my chest hurt and stuff, but my head hurts too. So I wonder if there was more than one thing that was done, and I'm just not seeing it. Like, if there was something that I don't know.
Do you think Mum was there?
That's what I'm saying. I seen her walk in. That's what I'm saying. I saw her like shadow in the doorway when she opened the door.
Yeah.
And that's after he did it, and I see Maddie laying there lifeless, and he's on top of her, and he turns and looks at her, and she's in the doorway. And then that's when like
two different
the kind of argument starts, and then that's when the threats come, and then it's like, now you're gonna shut up, and we're gonna do what I say we're gonna do. Like, she was scared of him, unfortunately.
Makes sense.
It's almost like she didn't know how to get rid of him either. Like, I think there was threats. If you leave me, I'll kill you. I'll kill her. You know what I mean? There's threats here of control and manipulation. He's a narcissist, and he's controlling, and he's manipulative, and he's a psychopath. And he should be castrated. Sorry.
I totally agree.
He's very much, and there's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not other victims in his past in some way, shape, or form. Maybe I don't know if he's had any other girlfriends, if they had any kids, I'd be asking them.
I do believe there is people in the past.
I think that he's got other victims out there in some way, shape, or form. He does. Somebody just doesn't start doing this out of nowhere.
Yeah,
he's always been like this.
I know friends have started coming out talking.
Yeah,
friends
he's a weird guy.
Would have been off his.
He's a weird guy. He's super. He like puts off the weird vibe, like the eek vibe. When people have like certain vibrations and energies, others can feel it. It's like that. Like, he puts off that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people thought he was weird, and he did a lot of weird things. And
yep. Apparently, his mother paid someone to keep quiet years and years ago.
Yeah. See, so there's the victims I'm talking about. Like, there's other victims out there.
Yeah.
And he has been protected in some way, shape, or form. Back of my head hurts. There's something with her head. I don't.
As far as I know, nothing has been given out like cause.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling. That's what I'm getting. And
yeah, I'm just saying. As far as I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
Nothing has come forward yet.
No. There might be I hate to say this, like ripping.
Right.
Oh, I gotta be careful what I say. I need to be crazy.
I know sometimes it's so hard.
Tear. There's gonna be some sort of tearing. I feel like Maddie was gonna run away. Okay, so she did want to run away though, but she was trying to figure out how she was gonna do it because she was scared of him. She thought if she let him kill mom, mom thought if they left, he'd kill them. You know what I mean? Like there was that kind of control manipulation and all of that. Like she lived in fear. If it was me, I would have just taken something.
I'm just gonna double check.
Started wearing. If people notice, like she started wearing like baggier shirts, baggier pants, like that kind of stuff, or she started gaining weight. Because I noticed in her picture, she does look like she's gained weight. She looks different. She looks more like a woman. It's weird. And but it's also she's showing me like baggy, like more like baggy sweats and stuff, or baggy sweatshirts and baggy like sweats. Like I wonder if she started doing that because that's what she's showing me. If she started wearing like baggier clothes or something, I don't know. Or she started dressing different, and like if you look at this picture of her, she looks so different than she does on the pictures that they shared of her. Like I don't know if it's a younger picture or what, but she looks up in this picture. She looks like more like 16 in this picture. Like she looks grown up, which is what happens to you when you go through this kind of thing. Like she had to grow up fast. Unfortunately, Maddie had to grow up fast. She was a very kind, sweet girl, and the thing was, is she was scared. Like it's almost like she was fearful for everything around her. Yeah. And she was fearful. Like it's almost like she tried to speak out or she tried to tell people, but she was also fearful. She was fearful this guy was gonna hurt one. It's almost like you know how someone like will threaten you if you do anything, like I'll make sure you never wake up, I'll unalive you. Like it comes across as that was his control and manipulation tactic, and it's almost like I feel like I'm stuck or trapped. Like, I can't leave, and mom feels kind of stuck and trapped, even though she knows what's going on. It's like at the same time she's not really sure what to do about it. You or me, I mean, I think we would take care of the situation when the guy's sleeping, but that's me or you. You know, some people aren't strong. The guy wouldn't have woke up if it was me, honestly. But I mean, I'd spend the rest of my life in jail. That's me.
Oh, that would be me too.
That's what we should do to our kids. We should protect them. But I feel like almost a mind control thing too, like mind control, manipulation. I am gonna pull cards because I'm curious what I'm gonna get. But to the point where she didn't even fight anymore. She just let it happen, and she had a lot of trauma. Because what else was she gonna do? There's no one. It's almost like and then she's like, if I leave, where was I gonna go? How was I gonna go? He said he'd kill mom or he'd come after me. Like it's almost like that fear of like, I'm afraid to do anything because I'm afraid of the consequences. And so that's kind of how it comes across.
But even looking at pictures of her and looking at her eyes, you can see like, you know,
it's sad. It's sad. This little girl, she wasn't a little girl anymore. Yeah, she was. Yeah. It's almost like she was checking out, but she wasn't. She wasn't a little girl anymore. Like and this was a house. This was a house of horrors, like she said, and she lived in literal horror. She was like a sex slave to him.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes he was really rough, and there's really some crazy stuff that was done, and. Well, I don't want to say any more than that.
I think it.
And I don't even think I don't think she had clothes on when this happened. Like she keeps showing me like she didn't have a shirt on. She didn't have clothes on when this happened. Cause I see her laying there. When the mom walks in or whatever. But then they concocted a plan. Like like they all do, you know, oh, we're just going to say we dropped her off, she went missing. Like that was his idea, that he made it look like she was in the car alive, like Weekend at Bernie style. Like it's weird because that came in last night, and so I'm hoping that she wasn't interconnecting to Sebastian because that came in last night. But it's like,
I can't believe you just
it's
said
like
Weekend
that.
at
Like
Bernie's.
I don't know if he liked that movie or what, because it's almost like that's where you
I
got the
have
idea
heard
from.
that. I have heard that like 3 times today. Weekend at Bernie's.
Well, I heard it.
I haven't watched that movie in years.
I got it with last night, and I got it last night in Sebastian, so I hope it's not like a crossover interconnect, like she was coming in early, but
No, I just can't believe you actually said that.
Well, it's almost like that's where he got the idea from or something.
I've heard that like constantly today. It feels like a movie. I was actually saying I haven't seen that movie in ages.
He concocted this plan, but it was like I'm just gonna say I dropped her off and she went on her way, but he never actually dropped her off, which I already knew that when I saw the case. Like I knew she wasn't alive when I saw that he said he dropped her off. Like,
you did say that from the get-go.
Yeah, I told you. Was it you that I told? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we were on the phone.
Oh, okay.
And you said, yeah, this was before she was found.
Yeah, because I remember I noticed that number 4 ran behind her school because I was trying to go from her school.
Yeah.
And that came in Audrey. And I was like, oh, this is an interconnect Audrey because it's the same. Oh, I dropped dropped her off at school, but they didn't really drop her off. So that's, and then there's the 4 was running right there. But
and then I just can't. Why did the mom say about the camera?
I don't know anything about it. Like that's what I'm saying. I think mom knew about like this stuff. I don't know if like he made money off it or something. It kind of seems like, but regardless, like it's almost like he took pictures and stuff and videos and all of that of like different, like it's like a house of horrors. I mean, I don't even know if mom and like all 3 of them were involved. I don't know about that. I can't say that for sure. I can say that I feel like at first she didn't believe her, then she realized what was going on, but then there was like, you're gonna be complacent and do as I say. Like then there became threats. Like I'm not gonna, you're not gonna tell. You're just gonna deal with it because if you don't, then I'm gonna do something to you. Like that. It's almost like fear mongering, or you're like I'm threatening you.
Do as I say.
Yeah, do as I say. Like it's almost like a dictator with threats with your life or whatever it may be, and then you get so afraid that you can't really act or move or you don't know what to do next. It comes across like that. Like that's the kind of person he was. Like he's an evil person. He is very manipulative. He's a psychopath, plain and simple.
It's obvious.
But I feel like this area, he knew this area or something. It wasn't too random, but it was kind of random.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he really did have a flat tire. Because if so, that was like a divine intervention of him getting caught. Like of her being found, you know what I mean? If he really had a flat tire or if he was just doing it because he was seen in the area and he needed to look like he was doing something.
Right, okay.
Because that's what got him caught. So I really do think he had a flat
because he was
tire.
so close.
Yeah, I think he ran over something, but I think it's almost like he ran over something. But I think that it was almost like this is how you're gonna get caught, sucker. That kind of thing.
Right, okay.
Like almost like a divine, you know what I mean? Like a divine thing. Like it probably would have been longer if that hadn't happened. You know what I mean? It's almost like someone drove by at that exact, like this is all part of the soul contract stuff. Like someone drove by at that exact time to see him doing that, to place him in that area so they would go search it. That's basically how it comes across.
Yeah.
Which we already know where she was found, kind of, so I don't need to go into that. But
Yep.
I mean, I was looking in woods everywhere.
Is anything going to come forth?
There's going to be some kind of she shows me like a memorial, like with a lot of like teddy bears and stuff, which I know is obvious, but she's showing me like a line of like this huge memorial around her house. And I feel like there's a picture of her at her school, like a memorial picture. So I don't know if they had a memorial for her at her school, but also like have her picture up because she shows me that.
Right.
And
I don't even know if they did or not.
I don't know, but that's what she's showing me. And then she's showing me like it's sad because she couldn't even be. I feel like she shows me a time when she was happy, when she was smiling before this guy entered their life. When it was just her and mom, she was happy, she was healthy, she was living a life. She was, I don't know if she was like into any kind of sports or.
What age?
I know we talked about like her dancing around and stuff, but it's almost like she shows me like her dancing and singing and jumping around and being happy and being a kid. And I get a reference to, I don't know, maybe she wanted to play sports. I keep seeing like soccer or something, but you know, it comes across
they
like
can,
she's showing me like
with his phone records, they can put the abuse back to 2022.
Okay, so it was a couple years. I was thinking it was a couple years, but
yeah. By whatever I don't know what they find in his phone, but I do know they can put it back to 2022.
They have so much evidence. Like narcissistic, he thought he was being smart about things. Like he's like also very delusional. I feel like he's a delusional person, and that he thought he was gonna get away with everything. Thought he was gonna get away with it. Because if he ever thought he was gonna get caught, he wouldn't have done this. Like it's like he thought he was gonna get away with it. He thought he was gonna just go on, live his life, and get away with it. He was smart. Oh, I dropped her off, and she ran off, and she ran off to live in the woods, or she was kidnapped. Like, you know what I mean? Like he set that up. It was all set up from the beginning. But and then there was a cover up, of course, involved. But then it. Like, he's going to jail probably for life, if not. Where's this at again? Florida? Don't they do the I keep wanting to say capital. Yeah. Wonder if they're going to charge him with capital murder.
What about the mom?
There's going to be some sort of, I don't know if it's going to be like, I keep wanting to say it's like Maddie's Law, but I don't know if it'll be brought by the mom, because I think the mom might end up with charges of some sort, like accessory after the fact or lying to the police or something like that, like stuff to do with after the fact, maybe neglect, because she didn't put a stop to it. So there might be some charges on her. But I don't know if somebody else or some other, I don't even know what the law would entail, honestly. Maybe something to do with the school. Like reporting them not at school sooner or something.
There's a law actually talking about that.
Because she's taking me back to the school and she's talking about a law, and I'm like, well, who's going to do the law? Because I'm not sure her mom will. Like, her mom feels like she's got, like, mental illness of some sort, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like she can't be her own person, or she's very like naive, but there's some kind of mental illness she has. I just don't know what it is. It's like I don't know. She's just weird. I don't, but she is like world revolved around him at the beginning, and then so much that she didn't listen to her kid, and then it got out of control, and she didn't know how to put it in control. Like, she didn't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like she's like Maddie's saying like she's showing me like the world spinning, like everything got out of control. Like almost like I can't get off, stop the world. Like I need to get off, or like an out of control. It was an out of control situation. Like everything was spinning out of control.
Right. Okay.
And it was this was part of her soul contract. For a lot of people don't understand that, but there's always a reason for things, even if we don't understand it on a human level. But I just feel like she was like this happy-go-lucky, like sweet girl. I feel like maybe she got really good grades at some point. I wonder if her grades started to slip. Because she shows me like A's, and then it's like she goes, huh?
I haven't seen or read anything about, regarding grades, but from the videos that I have seen of her, like, dancing and spinning around on the grass, like she does seem like a real happy-go-lucky little girl.
Yeah. She was a very much free spirit, happy-go-lucky, and it's almost like I feel like she numbed herself to a lot of this. It's almost like it became life, and she just was gonna still have to deal with it. Like almost like she numbed herself to it and dealt with it and went on with it. It's not like she walked around crying and depressed all the time. She had her moments where she shows me like I'm sitting in the bathroom, I'm crying, sitting in the shower, I'm crying. Like, she had her moments where she was crying and she was upset, but it's almost like she put on a happy face, she put on a brave face because she didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And
like looking at her pictures, like she's such a pretty little girl.
I feel like she was trying to devise a plan, reach out. Like that's why she told her friend. It's almost like she was afraid to tell. I just get this fear around this. Like she didn't really know what to do about it. You know what I mean? Like she's only 13. Like we don't really know at 13 what to do about certain things, and we're not sure anybody's going to believe us anyways.
Exactly.
So
there's
something too maybe about like an adjustment to the Amber Alert. I don't know when the Amber Alert went out, but I don't know if it's just gonna be because of this case or other cases, but it's almost like there's an adjustment to the Amber Alert for some reason that I'm getting.
There was a thing. People didn't think it should have moved out when it did.
I wonder if she like secretly recorded stuff. Did she have a phone? I wonder if she secretly recorded stuff because it's like she's showing me her phone and like I've got the recorder on under my bed, or she wanted proof.
Apparently she left her school that day and had forgotten her phone.
But she didn't leave for school. She never left for school.
I know. I don't believe she did either.
I just wonder where her phone was. Did he find it, or
I don't know. I think Mom had it.
I wonder if there's like something on there, like either voice recordings, video recordings, almost like she was trying to record him so she had proof.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, because I feel like she was smart, so she was scared and she didn't want to try to make a move unless she had like the proof to go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Across like that, but
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, she keeps talking about her phone, like, and showing me like her like putting a record and hiding it under her bed, or putting it in a spot like on a dresser that she hides behind doll like stuffies or something, that, like record things. Like I don't know if it's a phone or a recorder, but that's those little spy cams. It could just be a reference, but it's almost like I'm trying to record what's going on, or have proof of it. Yeah.
I'm just reading here. An Amber Alert was never issued for.
Okay. So there might be something. The bill might be like a change in the Amber Alert, as well as there's something with the
I did hear something about this.
I didn't.
Like,
so that's
I'm like, what I'm reading is 8 days ago. But I did hear something about the issue with the Amber Alert and why there wasn't one for her.
There's going to be adjustments to the way that they do the Amber Alert.
29th of February, 2024. That's the thing I'm reading.
Yeah,
Right.
I think there's going to be adjustments to it. Like, that's why I think it's coming in, is like there'll be some kind of bill or law where they adjust the Amber Alert, and then there's going to be something where it's like something with the school, like reporting it earlier or something when someone doesn't show up to class or something. Like, there's some kind of, both of those things might be in the bill, or there might be two separate bills for two of the separate cases we're talking about. But it feels like those two things are going to change, or there's going to be some sort of bill and stuff. So her and, Audrey, all these kids recently have they have a higher calling, they have a higher soul purpose, and they had a higher soul contract, because out of this happening, there's going to be a lot of bills created, and I'm getting chills. A lot of things change due, to the system because of this happening. But without this happening, there wouldn't have been changes made to the system. You know what I mean? So that's part of theirs, and I've got chills head to toe. So that's part of their soul contract in all of this, is that it's going to help other kids in the future, and it's going to change the laws and the bills. So that was their purpose, and she wants people to know that she had a purpose. She chose to come here, and I've got chills. I'm surprised those balls aren't going off. She decided to come here and experience this trauma to save future people, or to save future kids, so that maybe their soul contracts won't be as hard. It was part of her path. It's part of her soul contract. Just like Audrey there's going to be a new law with her, and I think that came out in the reading too, if I remember right. So these new laws are being implemented from all of these kids' cases recently, which is a lot of the astrology that's going on right now too.
A lot back to back.
But it's all the astrology and what's going on, and like they all have similar degrees, and there's something going on with astrology right now too that's like a really bad conjunction, really bad, and it's like Aries energy, which is the bad side of Aries energy, which is all anger and all that. And there's stuff going on right now with couples too, so like couples and parents and stuff. Like, if you notice, all of these cases are really similar. They all have a lot of similarities to them. So that's also why I'm getting interconnects, and my cases are crisscrossing, because it seems that the astrological stuff crisscrosses, so my case is crisscrossed. We're just noticing that. It's kind of interesting. But
definitely.
She's saying that this was like her path. This was her soul path, to make a bigger change, to implement change, to make and also to bring people together as a community and to raise vibrations. But it's really to implement change of like the Amber, like systems and stuff, hers and Audrey specifically, and Lakin, but hers and Audrey specifically are gonna do there's gonna be bills that change. I think that there might be something with Elijah as well that comes in, something for his situation as well. There might be a law or bill or something that's passed eventually with him, but these two specifically, that was a part of their soul purpose and soul contract. And a lot of people won't understand that, but sometimes souls go through deeper traumas and bigger traumas because they chose to. So they picked the soul on the other side that they wanted to go through this with, knowing what was going to come of it, but there's a purpose for it. So the purpose is the Amber, the bills and the laws and the change and all of that. So that's what it implements. So they have a greater purpose.
And it's freaking heartbreaking to see it.
It is. I mean, it's heartbreaking as far as from a human perspective, but from their perspective, they know why they did it. They understand it. So she wanted me to go on that rant right now, because that's something that I've been trying to kind of like talk about and try to teach people. But she wanted me to go on the rant to let everybody know, like, she's okay with her path. Like, she's okay with the way things happen. She's on the other side healing, and she's showing me like her welcoming other victims. Well, there is no real so we look at them as victims because we're humans, but they already know like what they come here to do and stuff. So to them, they're not victims, but it's almost like she's welcoming similar children like her on the other side. So that's going to be also part of her soul path, is that she wants to help welcome others that are going through similar soul contracts so that she can help them heal on the other side. So that's a big part of who she is as well. And I feel like if she would have lived, she would have been like a social worker or something like that's coming in, like she would have helped families. She had a very like sweet, open, giving, loving personality. And she was a bright light. All of these kids were a bright light. They were just put in these situations. So like she's okay. She's okay on the other side. She showed me her with Elijah. That's interesting.
She what?
She just showed me her standing with Elijah. She's holding his hand on the other side. So she's just letting us know that and I got chills with that. She's just letting us know that
I've just got freaking chills.
Yeah, she's got Elijah on the other side, and I think because of Elijah went through similar traumas, maybe.
Yeah.
That's her way of saying like she's got and Audrey's standing on the other side of her. She's holding Elijah's hand in one hand and Audrey's hand on the other.
Wow. And after you saying about her being some sort of social worker.
Huh?
After you just saying about her being some sort of social worker, it can make me cry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what she would have done because that's just her energy. Like she would have been like someone that wanted to help humanity or something like that. And because of those situations she was in, she would have wanted to take kids out of that. So that's just it. That made your chills.
That is awesome to actually hear that.
It's not cold in there, but yeah, she's got Elijah on one hand and Audrey on the other, like showing me like they're all there together, and they're all healing together. They're okay, and
that is so nice.
She says, "I forgive you." She's talking to her mom. She has to say that she forgives her. She understands her mom's soul contract with her in this life, and she understands things from a different perspective. Us as human, we can't understand that because a lot of us are stuck in the 3D. But on the other side, they have a different perspective. They see the life review, they see the soul contracts, they see the whole reason for it. So they don't hang on to anything on the other side. They're not mad. So she doesn't hold any anger or grudges against her mom. She says, "I forgive you. I forgive you for everything. I forgive you for," because she knows, she knows that this is a part of her path now. And unfortunately, I can't understand her mom was a part of that as well, but that's us in spirit form.
I know.
You have to drop into humanity to understand it. So, but it's like, "I forgive you." So she wants to say. But she takes me to a happier time. Like, and what's crazy about this is like, 2 days before she went missing, I was like, "What is it with Disney?" I was giving somebody a reading, and I was like, "What is it with Disneyland?" And it fit. She was like, "Well, I was thinking about taking my kids to Disneyland." And I'm like, "Okay, maybe that's it." And 2 days later, she goes missing, and the guy worked at Disneyland, and there's Disneyland right there. I was like, "Okay." So stuff is coming from my cases and my readings, but I was just seeing Disneyland, so I wonder if like that's where they met him, or like, he should not have been working at Disneyland. That's why he was there with year-round kids. But it's almost, I wonder if like she's showing me that. She's showing me Disneyland, so I don't know. I don't know the reference to that. I mean, I know, like, I forgot he worked there till she just brought it up right now.
Well, Disney denied it.
Like, my eye hurts. My eye just got pain all of a sudden. I don't know why. Weird. But now, they're all standing there, so I don't know who I'm feeling. But it's just like I feel like my eye got punched. I wonder if, I don't know. I feel like my eye got punched.
Wow.
All right. So, oh, she wants to thank everybody.
Puts my mind in overdrive.
Yeah. She wants to thank everybody for the love and support that she's received. She can see it and feel it from the other side, and I feel like this has touched a lot of lives in a very short time, and it got really big, and that's the impact it was supposed to make. so that people could open their eyes, so that things can change. Like that's how it's supposed to go. So, you know, but she wants to thank everybody for the support. And she again shows me the memorial like outside. I see like this huge memorial like lining with like teddy bears and all kinds of stuff on the outside, flowers, whatever. It's this huge thing. And I like they show me him in jail, so I already know he's in jail. I already get that, but it's like I don't know if he's gonna get like a life sentence. I don't know if they're gonna charge him with, because I heard capital. I wonder if it's gonna be like that, but maybe I don't know. It's gonna like they're gonna go after him for a lot of different charges, and he's not getting out. He'll never be out. I don't think he'll ever be out again.
Good.
Not in his lifetime. And that's the way it's coming across. She just shows me him in jail, like he got what he deserved. And see, I know a lot of people are all for the DP, but the thing is that's easy. That, you know, when you go to the other side, you just go to the other side, and at least he's in jail. He can, you know, sit there and think about what he did, and actually, I mean, I know that they treat him better than they should, but still, like, he still has to live with it. Like you know, going to the other side is too easy. And I don't know. I feel like there's extra. There is a box that she has that has, I don't know if it's memories or evidence or what the hell it is. She showed me a box with like stuff in it, and it's like, feels like it's in her closet or something. It's almost like, you know, like how some people keep like memories in a box or whatever. It's like would be behind something. Like we wouldn't, like, I don't know if anybody knew it existed. Might be found when someone's going through something. I don't know, again, if it's memories or if it's related to this. I'm not really sure.
Oh, wow.
And I also can smell like Mexican food, so I don't know if she really likes Mexican food or she wanted to learn to make, or she used to cook with her mom. I don't know why that's coming in, but if there's a reference like Mexican food or something like Mexican food, that's what it reminds me of.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know that I'm getting anything else. I mean, there's not much really else I can get for YouTube. So I'm trying to stay as gentle as I can and not go into like specific details. You know, I think she's kind of being a little bit easier.
He is being quite gentle.
Which we have to be like that anyways, because I mean she's telling her story, but just like you guys get the idea.
Yeah.
You know? The point is that she got to talk.
That's what she wants.
She forgives her, you know.
It's so sad.
No, she just said until humanity. She's an old soul. Because she just said until humanity evolves, they won't understand. So there's a lot of involvement in humanity, and you know she knows that a lot of people might not get it, but the message is there anyways. But she's very much an old soul. Like her soul is, that's not like I'm talking to a 13-year-old. She feels much older on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, she's
well above her years.
Mm-hmm.
It is so sad though.
And she is holding a baby boy, it looks like, but I don't know if that's like past or like at the time. All I know is I feel like the pregnancy test was important because I don't usually see it that way, so it was a different kind of validation for me because I wouldn't put that in my head myself. You know, I usually see them pregnant, but she is holding one, so I'll just leave that there. I hope I'm right. Yes, I don't want to, and it could, I don't know if it was recent or like in the past. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yep. Okay.
And I think it's her. I don't think it's mom, but it's almost like he was enjoying his life with both of them. As sick as that is.
That was just making life worse. especially for Madeline.
I don't think I'm getting much else, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll pull cards. I'm getting tired again. All right, so we got cards here that is going to validate some stuff, and I think give a little bit of extra stuff. So we have drugs, poison. So I don't know if he was drugging her or he was on her. Trapped, because she was trapped. She couldn't get out of the situation. Health risk, I wonder about this being like for pregnancy or not, but it's kind of the way that it feels like to me. Now, cards aren't always literal again, so we have to. I may misperceive them, but they're not always literal. Just so we have assault. Missing because she was for a period of time. Imprisonment. She was very much in a prison in her own home, unfortunately. And strangulation. Then we have hijack, because he did hijack her. You know, if you look at it, not just, I mean, he hijacked her life in so many ways. Trapped, she was trapped. So there's 2 trapped cards. She was literally trapped in her own home, in her own life. She couldn't do anything. We have hand fist, so that makes sense, even if the strangulation, even if there wasn't anything else, but there is something with the head. But sometimes I get that when I can't breathe, though. So, let me have this deceased card. So that's just a validation. So then we have the witness card, because I feel like Mom is a witness. Seriously, allegedly. Now, the gift card, like I said, it comes in most cases. I think we're going to receive a gift in this card. We actually did by finding her, but there's going to be some other gift. Like I said, there's going to be some kind of loss, some kind of change. That's how I'm going to take the gift card in this one. But there's a secret, because this was a secret for quite a while. And there might even be more secrets we're not even aware of. The love card, because, you know, Mom loved him. I don't think, you know, Maddie didn't love him for sure, but
yeah,
Mom and but the next card is the control card. So, you know, he was pulling the strings, they were the puppets, he's in control. This is all about control and the control over love, because it comes in together. Okay, that's how I'm gonna take it. And then we have fired. So I wonder if that has anything to do with, like, she was going to tell on him, or I don't know if he got fired from his job or whatever, but it could also be like, I don't know, maybe, I mean, you could take that as like I'm leaving a relationship too, but I don't know, it could have something that he's fired now, I think. So he's fired now, so doesn't make sense. Sad. Well, I don't know. Disney's kind of, it's might all be involved. We all know about Disney, so allegedly, which is interesting. He worked there, and we always end up getting people from Rings in there. So I'm just saying this might be something that's part of something bigger. Like there might be something more connected to it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But she was sad. I also felt again like maybe this was revenge because something she said to him or did, or maybe she's gonna tell, or he found something out, because that kind of comes across. I wonder if Mom and him were gonna get married. I hope not, but they were in a relationship anyways. So timeline issue. So there's a timeline issue here, which we already know, but it's a huge timeline issue because I pulled like 3 time cards. You have a distraction. There were some distractions in the case. Like he was trying to be a distraction. A lot of things that he did were a distraction. But I think that Maddie knew she had a sixth sense that something was going to happen.
Well, that's sad.
There's a power card. He wanted power. That's what he was. He had power and control over them. And there's a struggle. There's a struggle with, you know, I think that she might have struggled too, but I think that there's just a struggle in the whole household. And, you know, Maddie was constantly struggling. See, we have another time card. This is a time change. Mm-hmm. So, and there's something about work again. So I just wonder, because of where he worked, I don't know, like, is he involved in one of those rings that's going on at Disney allegedly? I mean, they've arrested people from there for this stuff. I just wonder. Blackmail. I wonder if, like, she, like, said she was going to tell somebody or something of that sort. It could even be if she was pregnant. Like, I don't know. I'd be curious if she is. I hope I'm right on that because.
Right.
So paranormal. Sometimes people say this card could mean like a psychosis of some kind. Sometimes like a spiritual psychosis or something like that. But sometimes I don't know how to take that. But this feels like again a ritual. Maybe this was something like again he always did to her. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily spiritual. And then we have the alarm card. So yes, an alarm was raised at some point, but it's another time card. The timeline's off, like way off. There's no way she was gone for 3 days. Was it the weekend?
No, because she was meant to go to school.
Because what?
Sure, they dropped her off to go to school.
They didn't really drop her off though.
I know, but I'm not sure what day it was, but it wasn't a weekend.
No, I know before that. The days before that is what I'm asking. Because I just heard 3 days, but I don't know if that's in the reference to like when she was found from when she went missing, or if it was something happened 3 days before. I was wondering if it was the weekend before. Like, was this a Monday? I don't remember.
I can't remember either, to be honest. Let me check the date.
Something with money while she checks that. Embezzlement. Again, manipulation, which was said in the reading, is very manipulative. But he's been exposed. Everything is being exposed. But he gaslit a lot. Got a lot of gaslighting going on. And that's what I mean. He had power control over them. And he was gaslighting and fear and all of that. Because he's got a huge freaking ego.
Oh my goodness. I cannot type this one.
Yeah, more money cards. So I wonder if he was making money off of something. But see, I wonder if he's part of like a ring or something, and I just keep wanting to connect Disney to it because there's secret society. We all know about like the secret society with Disney.
I know. She was reported missing on Monday, the 26th of February. Yeah, so the weekend would have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Right. Okay.
Because she just said 3 days, so maybe the third. So maybe it was like Saturday or something.
Yeah. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back to school on Monday. Yeah.
Well, Monday would be the third day. So if you take, how long did it take to find her? There's something about 3 days. Was she found on the third day? I don't. The timing feels off. Like this happened way earlier than, like maybe the night before, like Sunday night. Like Sunday night, but the timeline's off. But also, there's not a reference to 3 days, but I don't know what the 3 days is.
The night before she was reported missing, it was her 13th birthday party.
In that night, because she's saying like there's something with time, like maybe right after the party. There's 3 timeline cards here.
Yeah. So
I don't know, but there's something about 3 days, and I don't know if that means like this is a 3 day, like something happened over these 3 days, or how long was it before she was found? Was it 3 days from when she went missing?
Oh,
it seems really quick. I don't know. I just heard it, so there's jealousy. Maybe Mom was jealous. Maybe he was jealous. Maybe she got, I don't know.
That's so hard.
Memory is what she brought. Equal government agency. That's kind of weird that came in. Now the government agency, there's a lot of government agencies involved, but if we're going to the secret society and the pedo ring, like it just makes sense. Elected Disney. I don't know, but those kind of came in together. Intoxications. I wonder if the dude drank. Confession. He's gonna confess in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I don't see him doing that, but it says. There's the card.
Do you think it's maybe just with the evidence?
I don't know. We have Saul. He might confess for like a lower, But see, then we have a cybercrime. So was he posting her?
5 days?
5 days. So I wonder
5 days later, after she was reported missing.
I wonder what the 3 day thing is. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe she was. Wonder if she was somewhere else prior, and then.
She was at her granny's. Or grandmother's. I don't know if she was like staying there or she just had the party there.
No, I mean, because she went missing from her home. So, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it feels like it happened. It feels like it happened the way I saw it, but there's still something with like a timeline issue. But I wonder if like he had her somewhere else and then moved her. Like it feels like she was deceased before, like you know what I mean, before he said he was gonna take her to school. And she was
yeah. I definitely believe that.
I mean, I don't know either. I just wonder. Might be something that comes up about 3 days, but also I'm just wondering if her body was somewhere else and then he went and moved it or something. Because there's like found 5 days and she was after that. Like he like would have had time. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm in one place and then I'm in another, but I don't know. I don't know how that makes sense. We have the cybercrime, so again, I'm wondering he put stuff online or something like that. I'm thinking so. I'm thinking that we put stuff online. You know.
I definitely think that happened.
But I feel like the Lord card is more like, you know, that was a long time ago that she was Lord. We have anger. So he got mad over something. I feel really mad over something. Cover up. And I knew I was going to pull this card, soul contract card, which is what she talked about in the reading. So she's just validating it with the card.
Yeah.
We have a clean up. You have an affair, which in a way, I guess you could look at this as being an affair.
No, it wasn't fair. Piper.
Intuition. Communication. So, you know, text messages, things like that, maybe some sort of communication. And then war. So there might have been something a little bit more brutal too. Like he got mad over something. It feels like there is anger involved. Like he did get mad over something.
What have I done?
All right, so I do feel like the more I go along with this, I was really angry over something. Like I don't know if he was gonna tell or what, but there might be more brutality to this than just strangulation. Like that might be why my head hurts and stuff. Like there might be more brutality.
Right.
I wonder. Yeah. But we have the justice card. So, justice. And it's call and cell phone messages and stuff with his phone. That's going to be a big thing. But there's going to be a confession. So I don't know if it's him or mom, but someone's going to confess. Because that's the second time I pulled that. We have DNA. He's going to have DNA all over. Spy. So I'm wondering again if, like, they were probably watching him anyways before they arrested him, but I just also wonder if like she was also that phone, that thing with the phone, you know what I mean? But we have government. I think we had a whole bunch of government involvement. I always pull that card with cases. DEA though, because then the drugs on earlier. So I wonder if there's something going on. The guy might have been into multiple things. Guilty, and found guilty. See, look, there's an argument again. So I feel like there was some kind of something they were arguing, and I could hear the arguing. So he was really mad about something. Money involved again. So he's made money or something off of her. Maybe he could make it if she was pregnant. I don't know. There's some kind of. I feel like there's really anger here. I was hearing he broke my neck, and I was like, what? Like, it kept repeating until I said it. So. I don't know, but we have jail. And so these ones I'm only supposed to pull 3, but they all make sense, so I'm keeping them. She says they normally get, like after 3, they don't get really accurate, but these are. So we have additional evidence at the crime scene. So I don't know if they got all the evidence, but strange phenomena involved. which is weird. Like maybe he kind of went like in a psychosis thing because he also pulled the paranormal card. Like maybe he was just possessed in a way. I don't know.
But then if drugs
maybe,
involved,
yeah, that could be. You know.
yeah.
Additional evidence at the scene may be discovered. So there's 2 cards like that. And then there's killer profile indicates narcissist or sociopath. We knew that. Rage or extreme anger was the motive, which I said I keep picking up like some kind of anger argument, something. Take a closer look at one of your suspects. I thought about the mom with this one. That's why I kept it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm actually.
And maybe we do. Maybe I was thinking maybe we do need to pull suspect cards. I wasn't going to. Maybe we need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep seeing that same vision over and over and over of her standing in the doorway. There's anger involved. Because we have family dynasty, so that would include family, because there's also female. So that would be her mom, like her, a female connected to her family dynasty. And then I don't understand the military card. I can't say. I don't get it. Aliens, like they were aliens to her. In other words, like didn't really know who your parents are or who your mom is anymore, or we have a accomplice in crime. I feel like she was accomplice in some way. Law enforcement, which law enforcement can come in because they know about the situation. They're in the situation. Like I noticed, I pull that card basically every reading. I don't understand this. It's usually for an older, someone that's older. Oh my God! If she was pregnant, she would be a grandparent. It made fucking sense now. I'm like, why does
that never fucking clicked for me? Sorry. That
it didn't click for me either. It's like she made me realize that, like, if she's pregnant, she would be a grandparent. I just wonder if that was the motive thing, or like maybe mom's more involved than I thought.
Alright.
I mean, but I feel like I don't know. There is anger around this, and I'm just wondering if that's where the anger is coming from, and maybe there's a rival too. So if she got pregnant by him and mom found out,
yeah,
it just makes me think like mom's more involved and there was anger involved in this, and that thing with this mom that's. Because when we have the spouse partners, someone carries a serial killer energy. Yeah. Just the energy. It doesn't mean they are. Just that, like, that type of person. Psychopath, sociopath.
Yeah.
Reptilian, snake in the grass. Organized crime. The crime was more organized than what we think, maybe. If there's no, like, I mean, there is, like, a ring thing involved, but sometimes I take that as not literal. Like, it's more like a crime that was organized.
Yeah.
Family. This is assassination. I just wonder if that's the whole reason why. Mother.
Wow.
Other people involved. Stranger, which you can take that as like they weren't, like she didn't really know them,
Yeah.
Or he came in as a stranger. Multiple people again. Friend and spouse. So I don't have a boyfriend card. Obviously, if they weren't married, but you get the idea. It would be the partner.
Yeah.
Same as partner spouse card.
But he called himself her stepdad and called her baby girl.
Yeah. I can't see. It's almost like I feel mom being upset over something with her. And these cards did she smack her? I see her smacking her over something. I don't know if she finally came clean to mom and or if she finally tried to tell her again or something because maybe she was pregnant or something like that. And that grandparent card just makes me wonder now.
Yeah, I'm a bit taken back now.
Huh?
I'm a bit taken back now because I really didn't place it there.
It clicked. She's like, she told me. It clicked for me. Like, all of a sudden, I was like, well, wait a second. If she was pregnant, she would be a grandparent.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think like that at first.
There was anger towards her, and I'm just wondering if she's like I don't know if maybe cops just haven't arrested her because they don't have evidence or they don't know yet. But he might suspect that she was involved. You know, they might roll on each other.
Yeah.
This is the time of couples like committing crimes. She was angry. There's anger over something.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's
she's definitely
she
walked in
loved
on
him.
it.
If she loved him, you know what I mean? And I don't know why she would, but if she did,
yeah.
Obviously he's involved because he's cracking his knuckles. He's like, don't say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he's controlling and stuff, but I feel like also she's got her own issues too.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with Maddie is like, Maddie was afraid and stuff, but it's like these two controlling, scary people in her life, like the House of Horrors. But it's like the mom. It's almost like the mom was mad at her for what her husband was or her boyfriend was doing. Like, she knew, but it's like she's mad, or she got pregnant and she got mad or something. Yeah, the jealousy card that came up.
Yeah, it's like
anger and the
she sort of resented her.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if so that's why I'm wondering if he was abusing her, but she was allowing it, and it's like, you stupid bee, you got pregnant, or you stupid bee, he fell in love with you, or something like that. Like, it seems like I'm just dude on top of her and mom in the doorway, and I don't know if it's the same night or what.
Was she recording? Like, I can't get out of my head, with his phone, and she's recording.
The cards are saying that, and we have the jealousy card, we have the love card, we have all the female cards, like the female, basically the mother card, and it's basically saying that they're complacent in the crime together. Still a narcissist and a sociopath, so he's still a bad dude, but I'm just thinking that mom's, it's almost like mom knew she was deceased, mom knew was involved in the cover-up, and mom might have I feel like mom was really angry for some reason. Again, maybe her daughter got pregnant by the man she loved. You know what I mean? There's that kind of feeling that could be the jealousy feeling that we're picking up.
I think he wanted daughter more than mom. And
and so that's for the jealousy. That's what I'm saying. He that's the whole reason he was with her, was for the daughter, if not for her. So there's it's all blurry to me, and she's not. Does she not? Yeah. Makes me wonder if the confession's going to be like he rolls on her, like how it was a House of Horrors, but a House of Horrors includes everybody in the house.
Yeah.
I just think that kind of mom might be a little good at fooling people, even me, as I try to tap into this. It's almost like I don't feel that from her, but she's like an undercover. Sociopath, or she's got mental illness. I mean, why would you stay with a guy like this unless you're, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Because I did watch her interview. I know exactly what you're saying.
Interesting. It's almost like, so we got the main mail. Okay. I got the house card. You know what happened in the house. You know, there's courtship involved.
Yeah.
And through that courtship, it's almost like the coffin happens, so the unaliving happens of the child. It's interesting how those all flow right there. Then we get the occupation again. Maybe making money off of this was part of his occupation. So there's court, and then we have money again, and then we have jail. And then we have a message. I think there's going to be text messages or something between those two. I think she's going to get arrested. Full labor. Like, so again, something to do with the job. Oh, you know what? This might belong to Maddie. Tool and labor, like, if they were making money off her. Here's the pathway. I feel like, wasn't she down a pathway or something? Was there a pathway to her? Gift. There's going to be a gift of some kind. We're going to get a gift of something with this. Thief.
Yeah.
Message of concern. Maybe someone.
The friend has said.
Yeah, she did contact the friend Journey. The marriage. There's another marriage card again. Wonder who had bad health, because that's the second time I pulled that card. Was Maddie sick or something? I know that she was probably pregnant because of what we're pulling here, but allegedly.
That be class, but then bad health because
that's the second card. Almost like they were gonna get in trouble for it, but there is rage and anger surrounding. Like, the more I'm tapping into it, it's like I'm pushing her, like almost because of him. I keep getting more brutality than just strangle. Like, she might have been strangled, but I'm getting more brutality too. Like, I keep pulling like stabbed, but I don't know if that's right or not. Like I keep pulling that feeling like if something were to, but I don't know if that's right. But it's almost like there's some kind of anger over. Maybe she brings it to mom's attention, or it's almost like she screwed everything up. The money's gonna stop because she's pregnant, or they can't. It's so weird. I don't understand it. I can't get a grasp on it. It's just not what I expected. So we're just gonna have her mom would like just do stuff, but it seems like that it is. It's really fuzzy. Yeah, I'm really kind of struggling with it. And it's kind of making me mad because I can't see the whole picture. I hate that. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like I said, there was an argument. I'm definitely getting an argument. I'm definitely getting anger. I do feel like this revolves around the fact that something was going on with Maddie, and maybe she confronted.
It keeps coming up.
It's like more brutality to it, but I don't know because my head keeps hurting.
Yeah.
We're gonna see right now. We'll see if I pull the girl fight card, because that's what I feel like mom's lying. I feel like she's lying a lot. Almost like a pathological liar.
Yeah, big time.
I don't know how accurate this all is. This is kind of.
You just need to watch. Is it
one vision over and over? But like, mom's in the doorway. Like, I don't understand that. Says something to mom, and she slaps her, and it's like, you ruined my life. Like, that's what she says to Maddie. Like, you ruined my life. Like, she's blaming Maddie for the guy loving like Maddie more than her.
Because the
guy taking away her happiness, the guy taking away her marriage. You know what I mean? Like, she wanted to marry the guy. Why? I don't look at him. He's fucking stupid. But I mean, this girl, she's got issues.
I think she was just.
She knew what was going on, but it's almost like you've taken away the chance at the marriage. Like, he should love me, not you. Like, I'm kind of sorry. I'm like channeling off as I'm shuffling because.
No, that's okay.
I'm forcing visions here. If they're right, or forcing information. Why do I feel like? I don't want to allegedly point fingers at anybody and be completely wrong about that, because I'm trying to get sued, you know what I mean? So
I would love to be able to do it.
There is some kind of argument and some kind of anger that it's because I keep seeing her slap too. So I don't know if that's like a different time. Like, is she standing in the hallway? I keep switching to that. Anyway, I mean, pulling the grandparent card and pulling that other card and seeing the pregnancy test, I really do. And if you look at her, she looks like she's gained weight.
Yeah.
She looks older.
She really does look older. If you look at her from a picture last year to a picture on her birthday there. Like,
oh my, I knew I was gonna pull that card. Holy fudge.
What?
I knew I said if I pull the girl fight card, we know, and I pulled the girl fight card.
Serious.
There's also a love triangle card. Something about money. I just keep getting money stuff. Like, just
yeah.
Okay, so we have crying over you. So I think like mom was like crying over this guy. We have moving. I don't know if that's like moving the body, if they were gonna move. I'm not really sure. We have bad reputation. The guy had a bad reputation, right? But and we're just wondering about mom. I wonder if anybody's fake flexed. See, impersonator, like they're pretending to be someone that they're not. Dirt digging. See, I'm wondering because the DEA, the drug card, always partying. Who's on something or doing something? Child services should have been called. That tells me that there's abuse going on in the home when I pull that card. Divination abuser. Thief. Rob lost. So this could be also physical or emotional stuff. So she, Maddie was robbed physically and emotionally, but also maybe the girl maybe mom thinks she was too, allegedly think that she was robbed from the emotion of the love of a man because he wanted her more than her. But there's photo proof. So getting evidence. So I think Maddie was getting evidence somehow. Groupie, like she loved that dude. I don't even understand. Love triangle. That's it, right there. Not that Maddie wanted to be in that, but she was forced into it.
She was forced. Yeah.
Unbothered. Girl fight. Like he was unbothered by the love triangle. I take it as that. We have the girl fight.
Yeah.
Like mom didn't. Mom. That's what I said. What if I pull that? I'm gonna pull that card. Arguments, physical fight, at war, competing. So. Then we have, I was saying all that, I was channeling all that stuff that was being said or that I was hearing, and then we have the talking shit card. So mom was talking crap to her. I don't know where the carless card's in. Well, I mean, they're carless now, but scarcity tactics, stalker. I mean, I think, again, that there was pictures and stuff and all of that, but I just wonder if mom was really creeping, rejected. Mom, she's moving in silence. See, here's the cyberbully card again. So there's something going on online where her stuff's being sold. They're making money off of her or something. Obsessive lover, I think that could be either or. Dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessiveness, karmic. See, again, there's more. There's another time card. Something with the time. Fake smiles. This is Maddie.
And look at her birthday.
Sturdy offer. Something about social media. Haunted. So hopefully.
The mom's changed her name on social media.
It's trauma, memories, flashbacks, and trauma side effects. See, there's money. Focused on money. Focused on getting money.
Yep.
Inside scoop. A closer look. Nosy up in your business. So maybe mom was. And it's just like looking you up. So studying more money card, bankrupt card, and then forcer, someone that forces things on you. That's him.
Yeah.
So he's forcing himself on her. But in the back of my head hurt. It's almost like something happened. Weird. Like I do hear argue. Like I said, I heard argument before I started pulling that card. I was hearing people argue. Seeing all of them standing like 1, 2, 3, and they're all kind of
Yeah,
it's not like
something's
Maddie's
happened.
really saying anything, you know, but it's almost like why does she keep taking me back to that vision?
Of the mom walking in the room.
I know, but she doesn't
Is
say
that
like
what you're going back to?
yeah.
Right, so that is obviously the oh shit, the laptop there.
Manipulation here, and I just
Yeah.
wonder when she got involved with the manipulation. You know, like attracts like. So with a man like this, you have to wonder really like how she is too, or is she that desperate for love that she would deal with a man like this because you
Yeah. You see,
unless they're both
apparently they
enough
broke up.
for, like
Apparently they had broke up for like 6 months, and then he then came back. I don't know when he came back or the time period of when he had come back. I don't think he came back for the mom at all.
no, he didn't. He came back for her.
Yeah.
And she says, I wish she would have stayed gone. So it's almost like it comes across like you're ruining my life because he wants you more than me. Like that's the feeling I keep getting.
Yeah.
When there's an argument, there's aggression and there's brutality behind it, but I can't see there's lies all around this. The time is wrong. There's an argument or fight. I hear mom talking about how she's ruining her life, how she has taken her man, how she, if it wasn't for you, like he would love me. Like that's how it's coming across. So there's jealousy here, the love triangle here. There, not that Maddie loved him, but you know, it's the energy of he's using both women and I mean, it could have been another time where she was saying, like, you know, you ruined my life. It's like that could have been any time that they were arguing over it. But it feels like there's an anger explosiveness, and they're saying take another look at one of the suspects. So I would take that as take another look at mom.
Yeah.
That's, you know, this is not the whole story. And I feel like maybe they do because I see her in handcuffs. So I think she's going to be arrested for something away from more like the abuse and stuff like that, but I just wonder if there's like pictures of her deceased or something on there too. And that's another reason why they were, but I keep getting like, is there a knife involved? I don't know. Like I keep kind of feeling that, but I just, I don't know.
Like she was
with like sex, money, a triangle, like love triangle, jealousy, like rage, like all of that kind of stuff. But I anger because you're taking my man and you're ruining my life. Like the girl fight card, that would tell me that there was a fight between them two. Oh my god, look.
Fuck off.
I don't think that was my dog. So it's more like there was a that's how I take the girl fight cards as a girl fight card. I mean, because I see her being slapped.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if she's free. But I'm just wondering because it comes across as like more violent than what I don't know. Because I get like a cleanup too. I'm seeing like mom cleaning.
Yeah. But I was also
fight card got me. That tells me that there was a fight between them two over a love triangle that didn't really exist. Maddie didn't want to be in that love triangle. Maddie didn't want to be in that situation, but in her mom's
I don't believe she actually.
I mean, who knows how to deal with anything like that at 13? Just knowing that you're kind of stuck there and you don't know what you're going to do and you're being threatened. I still think the threats are real. I still think he was threatening her to get what he wanted. I still think he was manipulating her and doing all that. Like that's still something that's coming in. I still think that that's what's going on, but I just the girl fight card tells me that there was an argument with her and mom over the love triangle or over him. And Maddie doesn't like Maddie didn't want to be involved in that, but it's almost like mom is blaming her for the way he is with her. And it's not Maddie's fault, it's the man's fault. It's almost like I'm taking the man's side and not, instead of your side, like you threw yourself at him. Like that's kind of how it comes across, like it's your fault. You're pranced around here like this or that. It kind of comes across like that. You know what I mean? It's everything's being put on Maddie that it's her fault. And there's some kind of fight argument that's taking place. There's some kind of fight argument that's taking place in a kitchen of some kind, or it's like I'm standing in a kitchen and mom and dad are there, or not dad, not real dad, but mom and dude are there, and there's like some kind of like confrontation I keep getting. It's nighttime outside, but she's kind of giving it to me now because like, I won't leave her alone, but it's like I just wonder if there was a confrontation with mom with this because of all the things on his phone regarding the abuse and stuff.
Yeah, it definitely did. It was more, but he has not been charged yet as a suspect. He's been named as a suspect, but he is not charged yet in her murder.
And because of all this other evidence and pedophilia and all of that,
but they've arrested him because of what.
I mean, he's definitely it's. I see her walking. They've got her in handcuffs, and she's, and she's in my orange jumpsuit or what. But it's like I can see her in cuffs. So I think she's walking with her hands behind her back in cuffs, and I got her in orange. But I always see them in orange, even if that's not the right color.
I know.
And it's like I see her hair is down. Yeah, maybe that's why she said, "Mom, I forgive you." It seems like things got out of hand. That's what it feels like. That's why my head hurts so bad. And I'm just wondering if there's more. Like he was the one that said he dropped. Like she knew that she was already gone. She knew he wasn't dropping her off at school. She knew that already.
Yeah.
So she knew the whole situation. Blames her for his actions. She blames her daughter for the guy loving her daughter. It's not her daughter, so she's a little delusional in her thoughts and feelings and everything. My shoulder hurts right here. I just wonder if there was a weapon used. I don't know. Like I can't see it. I don't know, maybe the argument and stuff, and I see her slapped, and it's almost like something got out of hand. That's how she makes me feel. Something alleged, but it's like something got out of hand at that moment. It caused her demise, and my head hurts, my throat hurts, I'm getting pressure. I still think in some ways she was strangled, or there's still that there because I still feel it and I can't breathe. But I also feel like, and my neck hurts too. I'm just starting to get pain all over. So maybe there was something got out of hand. That's just the way it comes across. Something. Yeah, it does. I definitely feel like she was strangled in some way, but there might have been more. There might have been more to that because she's pushing on my throat more.
I was going to say
it's just that I'm getting that pain in my throat, like I get with like anytime my throat or neck is involved.
Yeah.
Is that a one-story house or?
I don't even know. I haven't even looked at her house. To me, I'm imagining it like I don't know what you call it, but like a bungalow. I don't know what it. I don't know what the house is like.
No, neither, because
I thought it was one story.
I mean, I thought it was too, but there's reference to stairs.
I don't know. I don't even.
But that's what I have for now. It's been 2 hours. I'm tired. I'm surprised anybody's probably still watching this. I gotta go take care of all my animals, poor things. So thanks, Laura, for sitting in. I mean, I'm not just gonna keep pushing it. That's all I know. So,
You done awesome.
Thanks, guys. I don't know what to say. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Psychic Sleuth channel. So I kind of did explain how I worked in the last reading. I'm just going to be adding this to the end of that, so you can make it just. I could do a couple readings, but I like to do it all in one place because people tend to not watch all the readings, which it's all puzzle pieces and things. Sorry, my voice sounds a little weird. I am fighting off something right now. So, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right to it because I already explained everything in the beginning, except for I'm going to go into a little bit of how Autowrites work. So I don't need to go fully into it. However, this is an Autowrite. I do this to try to see things a bit clearer because it's deeper channel. However, there may be more interconnects that come in, which in this there really wasn't. Certain names or what they may fit other or future cases. That's the only issue with channeling this way, but I do tend to get more details this way. I just do whatever I feel called to do. So yes, I am reading my writing because this was channeled prior and typed up. Now I share it with you. There is a link to video explaining how Autowrites work in the description box below. And again, things may come in that are known. That's because I pick up facts, but I don't research and stay away as much as I can. I actually have had a lot of other stuff going on. I'm actually fighting a cold, like I said, or something. So hoping this is still going to be a good channel. The reading I did with the sitter was kind of all over the place. So I'm hoping that this will be a bit more clear. Again, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. I will try to read as slow as I can. To me, when I read, it's normal pace, but to a lot of people, it's fast. I have ADHD. It goes along with my gifts, so you can always slow it down or put the closed caption on. There's a way to do that to slow down. Some people slow it up, some people speed it up. I will try to get stuff not out, but I have no control on what comes in. But I can tell you I've tried to stay away from things. I'm sorry this is so late, but the first reading was a bit scattered. I needed more direct reading to try and not confuse everyone, and I needed time to do this and to clean up that video. So thank you so much for your patience. I did it as fast as I could. So Madeline had to grow up fast. Oh, again, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. All right. So Madeline had to grow up fast. She had to grow up when she was younger. She keeps going to the age of 11, a significant age for her. I feel like, just as the reading said before, this was going on for a while, and I want to say a couple of years. I feel like she put on a fake smile. I also feel like mom was complacent in everything, because all I've heard that word for days, like complacent, every time I think about her, allegedly. I feel that Maddie knew how to hide what she felt and was often very numb. I feel like she was afraid to speak out many times for fear of not being believed. There's a reference to Biodad and trying to keep things away from him. There's a huge highlight on manipulation, threats, and gaslighting. I think that he always told her, no one will believe you, and there was threats that were made as well. That came in the first reading. If I get anything extra, I'll let you know. I also see her sitting on the end of her bed in her underwear and her shirt on. She has her legs up and her arms around them. She's crying. As Stephen puts on his clothes, she's sitting there crying. I almost get the feeling of Sister Wives. I I just heard that. I don't even know what that show is, so I've never seen it. But it comes across as he had his cake and ate it too. I see visions of Maddie drugged and recorded. I don't know if their recordings were posted, but I see her drugged on a bed, and that's what she shows me. And I think they were for the previous reading. I feel like many times she tried to talk to mom about it or tell mom how she felt. Mom just wanted to have a man in her life. She didn't care about her daughter, allegedly. I don't know. She has low self-esteem and was thinking that as long as she kept him around, she could be happy. She didn't care how she did that. I feel like in the beginning, Maddie tried to tell her things. Mom at first didn't listen. Then mom turned a blind eye, and then mom became involved in some way, meaning she allowed it, allegedly. I don't think she didn't know what was going on. That's not how it comes across. I also feel like Maddie was biding her time to leave. She was biding her time gathering evidence. There's a box of things she collected that she put, I think, on the top closet. I get like a shoe box. Because, and that came in the first reading. She shows me the same box in the like I said in the last reading. I see her putting different things in for evidence, and she again goes back to recording things on her phone. And also there's reference to a diary or a journal or something too. She takes me back to some sort of statement that mom saw her getting dressed. She wants to make it known that mom didn't see her getting dressed. Maddie was gone. I get a reference to something in between midnight and 3, so the morning before, I guess, but also takes me to earlier in the night, maybe something that set off a chain of events, like around 9 o'clock is what I'm getting. But because I do again feel like Maddie was hiding a secret, but she had tried to tell people. I feel like there was something that angered Steven, allegedly. I feel like Maddie confronted him, sorry. I feel like Maddie confronted him, and I feel like she was assaulted that night, again, like the last time. There was some sort of anger around this, and this was more brutal than normal. I feel like he would sometimes be rough with her, but this time it was worse. I keep seeing the choking that I saw before with the essay and a reference to Maddie in her room. And then I also feel like she had confronted him with something that could ruin him. And I do feel she stood up to him for the first time in a long time, stating that she wasn't going to allow it anymore. I get a reference to pregnancy test, by the way. I still get that. I do feel like there was a blow to the head, face, and I can't breathe. Couldn't breathe the first reading. It was like really, really bad when she first came in. I really couldn't breathe. You'll see, or you should have already seen that. So prior to that, there seems to be some animosity in the house with mom and an argument. I feel like Maddie was drugged many times and was around drugs and around this kind of behavior, allegedly. I keep hearing House of Horrors, like mom was complacent in it all. I just hear whatever made him happy. So I feel like she did whatever made him happy so she could stay in the relationship. I don't know what he brought to the table, but I feel like she was afraid to be alone and was weak-minded. I feel like she did know what was going on. Now, no way that she didn't. And from what Maddie is showing me, more involved than we think. That's my opinion and allege. But she's showing me like this guy going into Maddie's room and mom knowing about it. Like the times where Maddie would take showers and he would sneak in. I feel like Maddie had to grow up really fast and experience this way early. And it was all that she knew. I feel like mom was jealous. I feel like she blamed Maddie, and I feel like she would get angry at her, and there was a fight, argument, and slap maybe earlier in the evening or a different day, because it's almost like there's a jealousy here. I feel like a boiling point in the house, and I also feel again Maddie was getting evidence that was finally standing up to him and the monster he was. I also feel like Maddie was sort of numb at this point. It had become like she was in a relationship with him in his mind, and she didn't know any way out. I don't understand what I'm getting. I don't know if Maddie was suicidal or if she ever talked about that before, but I feel like there was a breaking point and a boiling point and everything just exploded at once. I feel like there was a sense of depression and possibly suicidal tendency at some point here, and I don't know. I was a little confused on if she did something and they covered it up the way it was coming across at first, but I don't know. It could just be that she felt depressed and didn't know a way out. Because I feel like the hammer came down, so to speak, with what was going on in the house. She says the words, I told him no. Maybe her saying no and standing up for herself finally was what caused him to be enraged. He always took what he wanted to, and maybe this time she was finally standing up to him. So I don't know if that's why he did it, but there seems to be anger behind it. I also feel again, I don't know, I hope this is right. I was starting to show. So I don't know if that aligns back to my first reading. I hate to say she was, but that keeps coming up. And again, that can be at any point. But I don't know. Maddie to me looked much older than 13, and she had gained weight. I feel like this happened. Mom walked in, and a plan had to be devised. As I stated in the other reading, I feel like she will go to jail for an accomplice after the fact, because I'm wondering if she helped him cover up more than we realize. Her story's not right, and I just heard lies as I'm talking, because I feel like this happened the night before, early morning hours. My attention keeps going to 3 a.m. though, or that hour. So she keeps making me feel like her mom never saw her get dressed in the morning. I feel like she knew allegedly the entire time that her baby girl was gone. Excuse me. And that's why she was so emotional. That's why she was crying. That's why she was doing what she was doing. And it wasn't for her daughter as much as it was for herself. Because now she's brought this man in. He's assaulted her daughter for years. She's turned a blind eye, and now this happened, and she knows now that they could all be in trouble. So it's for herself and stressed out for what could be found. There is a guilt here, don't get me wrong. The aftermath and the seeing what she has done at the same time. This kind of a lot, she's got kind of mental issues. It's weak-minded and codependent. I feel like a lot of relationships, I also get this up and down, so maybe bipolar, didn't work out in the past, and that she was, and also as I'm reading this, it's coming in something like, something with the bio dad. I don't know what happened there. Maybe she feels like um, he left her and she was trying to like replace that feeling, or I don't know, like a failed relationship, like that kind of comes in. It wasn't going to be ruined, like this relationship she's in now. But someone is on drugs. I feel like it could be Steven and that she partook in it. And Madeline was also drugged from time to time. I feel like Madeline was a prisoner in her own home. After the unaliving of Madeline in a rage, I feel like Steven came into Mom and said, well, I just did this, and Mom sort of freaks out. There's a reference to having blood on him or on his clothes. I keep seeing it on his face. So I don't know, I have an issue seeing exactly what happened because it's dark and it feels like homicidal violence, or I get a reference to a fist. I don't know, I feel at some point I can't breathe. And I don't know why I keep picking up a knife in some way. Like that came in the first reading, and I don't know if that, I don't understand that part because I don't actually see the act like I did before, but I can't ignore that it keeps coming up. So there's reference to my chest as well, but I feel like my head is very involved. It's like, sorry, excuse me. He's mad and he starts and he can't stop. So I don't know. I keep getting that vision of Mom walking in at some point. So I don't know if this is that night or the past, but it's to reference she knew anyway. A plan is devised that moment. There's something about 6 a.m. as well as that as well that's coming into play. I see a small argument and then like, well, you have to get rid of the body, Steven. That's what I just heard. Like you have to get rid of her. It's more of like a fight or flight mode at this point. And now he's just done this to her daughter. What could he do to her? So in a way, it's also self-perseverance. So the plan is devised. I get a reference to him placing stuff in a bag, throwing it out, and then getting in the shower, washing up. I feel like they took clothes, dressed her up, put makeup on her, maybe even washed her up. It comes across as she was cleaned up, really, possibly makeup again put on her and dressed up. I keep getting reference to jeans. I don't know why that's coming in. And placed in the front of a vehicle. I'm still confused on who was in that video, if it was random girl or Mom. I can't say, that's not clear. But I feel like this plan was devised together. I'm going to pretend to drop her off for school, and then maybe this time you can report, and then at this time you can report her missing. I don't know, it comes across as Mom was an accessory after the fact for her own preservation and out of fear at this point as well, allegedly. But she's also not in the right mind and is hugely to blame for this. I also see like the area tried to be cleaned. I wonder if this happened in her bedroom. I keep seeing trying to scrub it and things being changed. Man, I hope this doesn't interconnect, Sebastian, but I feel like I'm shown where cops went and sprayed luminol, or if they did, and I see a smear on a wall. So it's like it's lit up like in luminol, like just a smear. So it's like they tried to clean it, but it's really hard to clean. So there was that type of evidence that I'm getting a smear on the wall. I do feel like prior to her passing, when he was assaulting her, that she was kind of struggling. I don't know why she's showing me that. I'm wondering if Madeline was creative. I get a reference to creative things. This can be at any time in her life. I also like coloring, drawing, painting, stuff like that. I also wonder if she liked reading to escape. I see her with a book. She tells me that before, and which I know is hard with ADHD, but for some reason I keep seeing her with a book. So I don't know. Unless there's a different meaning for it. Oh, I just got a really bad headache in my head. She tells me before the man came in her life and turned everything upside down, before she was forced to basically be at his beck and call and be whatever he needed when he needed it, that she was happy-go-lucky. She liked it just her and her mom, although Mom seems to be pretty selfish in many ways, allegedly. She shows me like them being together and it being much different. The guy Then the guy came in and mom lost who she was. She was manipulated. She was controlled. Maddie had to grow up fast. And again, I get the complacent. I keep hearing complacent. So in anything that he wanted to do, allegedly, she had to understand that it was like to be taken advantage of from a young age. There were many things going on, and I feel like, again, things were sold online. I feel like part of this too is maybe he found out that she was told. I feel like a lot of different things at once as far as motive is concerned. Also, this area what was found feels like it connects to him somehow, or he knew about it. Not really sure. It doesn't feel too random, like he knew about it prior. So I don't know. It feels like if he passed the county lines, it would be harder. I also feel a feeling of panic um, through it all. So lots of mistakes were made. She keeps taking me also to an argument with all three the night before, or like mom and her, and um, when he's just standing there. I keep seeing that. I am also wondering about him being on drugs or something at this time as well. I feel like this poor girl went through so much and her mom didn't love her enough to put a stop to it. She loved herself more. I would suicide watch mom to keep I keep getting a reference to something about suicide and I don't know where it belongs, so I keep seeing one and I don't know how it relates at all. So I'm saying it because I feel like she's um seeing like what has happened now, that she's out of a fog, and I don't think she wants to be hated or pay her dues for her role that she played in not protecting her child. I just keep seeing it and I can't shake it, and I'm saying it. I just don't know how it fits or if I'm perceiving it right. I feel like Maddie was a kind soul. I see her dancing around. She was an old soul. She's a loving soul. She picked a really hard soul path and soul contract to implement change. She was a protector of those she loved. I feel like at some time she had big dreams and big goals. I feel like this was an inspiration for much change. I hate doing readings after so much is out because people literally will think that I researched, but I stayed away knowing that I was going to work on this. I do know a little bit basics, but I'll only say what I'm getting. I don't know why I'm seeing letters written out either. Like if she wrote a letter and put it somewhere. Again, the journaling could be it too, but I see those as well. I keep seeing like them devising a plan together, like a cover to cover this up. So in the aftermath, the mom is involved allegedly, but in the unaliving, it feels like it's just him. The energy isn't as confusing now as um, and this has been confirmed by my astrologer friend. But mom is still involved in allowing it to go on because she just couldn't be alone. I feel she attracted the same type of men, or I feel like she always put them first. Like she settled and just took what she could get. And I feel again, she had a thing for being complacent in a relationship. I feel like Bio Dad left her due to mom having issues. Bio Dad seems to have changed from who he was, so I don't know if he was different before, but he's seen the issues with mom, and I feel like him and Maddie were close. I also feel like she wanted to badly tell Dad, but again, I feel like she was threatened in some way or afraid to. Um, and I feel like they made her feel like she was to blame for it too, like almost like you're just as much of a, you'll go to jail or this will be put on you too because you're just as much to blame. Like I kind of get that feeling too as I'm talking to you guys. So she was very much brainwashed in a way. But that's because Maddie was very good at hiding things. I keep seeing a bench with her face on it. So I don't know if there'll be a bench with a plaque or some sort of memorial like that, but I keep seeing it like with her picture. And she keeps showing me that. Maddie was wise beyond her years. And I don't know if her grades started slipping at some point. I feel like she always put on a brave face and a fake smile and learned how to just deal with it. I feel like almost a feeling of Stockholm syndrome. And I feel also Stephen was delusional as to what the relationship was to her. It was it was all she want, like it was all like she wanted it, almost like this delusion of this is my woman, she loves me. Sick to say, I know, but he's delusional. And again, it feels like there's drugs around the situation too. I feel like Maddie's mom always tried to blame things on Maddie instead of seeing things for what they were or are. I don't know. I think like Maddie had ADHD or something, but I feel like, and I know that already. I heard that somewhere. So, but it's almost like she was blamed, like that was blamed on, like mom would throw that out there to like say, well, Maddie had this and Maddie had that, you know what I mean? And that might have been, and I don't know if this part's true, but that might have been something about her going missing and having something to do with it. You know, like it's almost like a excuse. I don't know how else to explain it. And I feel like she would brush off a lot, but mostly things were Maddie's fault, not this guy's fault, not mom's fault. So lots of gaslighting going on. Maddie didn't feel loved or safe for a long time. She learned to handle it, deal with it, and continue going. She was living a house of horrors. I don't know, this feels like her only escape. She's okay and she's helping others on the other side. She's still healing, though, from the trauma that she's endured. She keeps showing me clouds, so not sure, but she also shows me purple too. I don't know, I keep feeling like there will be many changes with this, and also something about a new law in general with the other stuff that came in the prior reading. So I keep seeing a ribbon, so I don't know if there'll be a ribbon that, like a new one, like a new color for something regarding this, or they'll be tied somewhere or something, but it's almost like I'm seeing them tied on something now, but before it's like one of those ribbons like you get for like domestic violence and all that. Like, I don't know if there's going to be a new ribbon for this type of situation. It's kind of comes in like that. So this is not much to get at. This I know a lot is known. I try to get things that aren't. The right side of my head hurts as well. I do feel like a fit of rage, something that set him off, is to blame for this. But also there was an essay that took place first. So I have to say that's how it came across allegedly. Then the plan was set in place, a bit of time done cleaning up, and I do feel it's coming in it's coming in that mom was cleaning up while he was taking Maddie and making things look a certain way. I allegedly do feel like mom knew, because I feel like she never seen her getting ready. Like Maddie keeps showing me like she wasn't ever getting ready. Not with the timing I'm getting for what is happening. It was dark in my vision, so I keep getting dark. So it's sometime when it was dark. I don't think they got to sleep that night. I just feel like there's lies and cover-ups all around this. I can see her spinning with her arms out in the field of flowers. She shows me that, and then angel wings on her. So I don't know if there will be a picture or something. She's spinning, smiling, and laughing, so happy and free. It's like the first time she's ever felt that way. She had a cute laugh. She wants people to know that she's okay, and there's always a bigger purpose behind things. So I don't know why I keep seeing like a long hair on something. So I don't know if it's like somewhere it shouldn't have been or what this is, but it's long and I see it. So kind of odd. I don't know if that's mom's hair or what. So a strand of hair seems to be significant. I also feel like towels and clothes, maybe sheets or something was thrown away. Keep seeing someone spraying it. It smells like bleach, and then I see someone scrubbing with gloves and then going off into a bag. I can't help that's what I see. My head keeps hurting more and more, my neck as well. She wants to be remembered by her life, not her passing, other than in the way it will teach others and bring change. She says we need to learn from our mistakes. Maddie is an old soul, and she chose to come here and live a tough blueprint for a reason. I don't know how hopeful this is, but she's turning and walking back into the light. She turns around, smiles, and laughs. So please don't give me flack on what's out, what's not. Like I said, I haven't read or watched anything because I knew I was going to do this. This was highly requested. So this is the Autowrite portion. You've probably already seen the other part of the reading, but I wanted to kind of tie it up and show you more of what I was getting since I was more focused. I also want to mention another thing that I heard. I don't know if it's accurate. I haven't found a link for it yet. If I can, I will do a validation video. But allegedly, she was found covered in weeds and stuff in the woods. So she could be my Autowrite for Audrey. Like when I kept seeing someone with their palm up and then being shown covered with leaves, and it was repeating, and I thought it was Audrey. It was because I get precognitive stuff. So just letting you know, it was probably an interconnect. That doesn't mean that the guy maybe didn't alive Audrey in the woods because of how I felt wanting to go into the woods in that area, or there's another reason for it. But it seems that the person that I was seeing that was covered in leaves and whatnot could have more than likely been Madeline. So that's kind of how my interconnects work. Information comes in before, and it can kind of confuse me a little bit. So I just want to let you guys know, if I find any validation on that, I'll make a video, whatnot. I just tried to teach this to try to show you guys how I work and like explain things a little bit better. So I needed to give it a couple days to sit on it because I was really confused with the energies in the last reading. So yeah, thank you for being here and your support, and I guess I will see you guys next time.